I have been waking up much too early in the morning lately, without much explanation, but with one feeling alone: emptiness. With eyes wide awake, my mind is so clear, it's like a vast void that I can't seem to comprehend. When I search in the darkness of my room, I find nothing to soothe me back to a well-rested slumber. Instead, I lie awake wondering why. I would have days like this that made me feel so strange, but instead of trying to figure it out, I would simply ignore it entirely and busy myself working on painting, writing, or reading. Reading was an easy answer because eventually my eyes would get tired from the back and forth action, and slowly my vision would blur, letting me know it's time to drift off again. Painting was nice too. It was a thrill, in fact. I was able to get a lot done in those 3 to 4 additional unplanned waking hours, sometimes adding music to get in the zone. Writing was a gamble. Sometimes I would feel tired after getting my thoughts out, while others I would sit just beside myself, waiting for more to come or for sleep to take me. But most often, it would be neither. I would be left in the same vast void of my mind until my eyes and my body become so heavy that I cannot fight it any longer. Like yesterday, I have a feeling today will be the same. Thankfully, I have plans to look forward to, like making a new collection of bookmarks and postcards with small poems and little things I love. I received a vision dream recently. These are what I call them. It's when something usually surreal happens in my dreams and relates heavily to reality in the near or far future. It's not a gift solely given to me. I believe that we all receive visions. It can just be difficult to interpret them. But I was just so excited to have received this one because it has been almost more than a decade since I've received such a beautifully depicted one like this. won't go into details of the other parts of the dream, the before or after, but the vision actually came to me through a computer screen within the dream. There were 3 events that I saw almost within milliseconds of one another. First, the globe was almost all a blissful clear blue, with only spots of green shooting through. It was falling in slow motion into a giant clear teacup full of more water, and the cup began to overflow. At the same time, a clear-skinned woman smiled at me out of a clear body of water, completely separate from the globe. Her hair was flowing and glowing, and so was she. In the moment that the sides of her lips began to rise, 3 incredibly patterned turtles, even larger than the globe, started to rise and fly all around me. Well, at first I thought they were flying, but then I realized the screen was water too. One was behind the globe with gorgeous patterns. One had black, gray, and blue patterns interlaced with metallic sheen, and one was so colorful. Its spots caught my attention the most. It was all so mesmerizing in the moment, how everything moved so slowly and the details came out one by one. Her smile as the cup was overflowing, the turtle's flippers like wings flapping all around me. It was filled with wonder. Based on your own beliefs, you may find it was Mother Earth speaking to me, or maybe God showing me how the end will be, or maybe scientists channeling their thoughts through their own spirits. But for me, one thing stood out among all others: my lack of fear. It could have been a sign of the end of the world or a beginning of a new one. A dream, in fact. For my ability to be submerged in water, surrounded by glorious wildlife, being captured by the moment of it all, and not feeling trapped, contained, or out of breath. It's all to say that, even if the worst of the worst were to inevitably occur, and we were not to understand its occurrence, we would not only be fine, but be finessed by the beauty of it all. At least, that's what I like to think. let me know what thoughts or emotions this vision brings to you. Happy New Year to those who celebrate in accordance. This is the first day of 2025. I'm not a goal person for New Year's. I'm not a resolution person, all because I find that I'll probably forget it in about 2 weeks. And I don't want my mind to be focused on achieving something that I thought about months ago that may not matter in a couple of months. So currently I have been working on producing postcards. I'm not really doing it for any reason besides the fact that I just really like to. And it reminds me of when I was maybe about 6 or 7 years old. I used to write letters and draw on those letters to make it look more appealing to whoever I might send the letters to. Most of the time, my letters were addressed to fictional characters from movies and TV shows that I really liked. I'm also going to be doing some bookmarks. I've created some that I'm going to be coloring soon enough, and that might be in next week's video. I really like doing it and finding a way to put together a bunch of images from my own mind. Like I talked about in my video, I want to be more focused on bringing my imagination to life, something that we might have been told when we were much younger, like kindergarten age, and before we were ever told that we have to make things look realistic and perfect. Instead, just whatever idea comes to your head and you draw that. Like recently, I've thought of, I made a new postcard, and that one will be next week's video, but I was thinking of making another one, and it's like next week's postcard in reverse. And basically next week's will involve colorful rain. And then I was thinking it would be really cool if I could do dust, but instead of it falling to the floor, it would be rising from the ground from my character's movement. I think that'd be kind of a cool image to produce. I don't know how I will do it, but I just thought, why not? One thing I have been missing is I have like really large canvases that I really want to be painting right now. I want to be adding some mixed media to and making some really cool texture out of it, but we don't have much space where we're living right now, and it is a little bit chilly outside, so it's hard to be working out there. I have so many ideas for my canvases, and I just really want to bring them to life, and it's really hard to wait. It's really hard to find the space, the right time, the energy to do that kind of thing. So lastly, I wanted to read a little bit from the book that I mentioned maybe 2 videos ago. If you don't know anything about it, I know it's going to be in reverse, but this is a book called À la poursuite des animaux, Arc-En-Ciel. Basically, it's a book about a girl who's maybe about 10 or 11 years old. Her mom is living with depression, and she has been having visions or hallucinations, we don't know yet, of rainbow-colored animals. So I'm going to read a little section where her and her friend DJ is in a little camper van, where a very messy camper van owned by DJ's grandfather. And we're going to hear about a thought that DJ's grandfather has about Nora and something that will make her begin to think about why she is seeing what she's seeing. This is what the following page says. Les garçons poussent des cris de joie et même des jets se précipitent dehors. Nous laissant seuls dans nos fauteuils, sans papy et moi. Il me regarde. Nora, tu ne veux pas jouer? Je suis trop grande pour ce genre de jeu, dis-je en tirant des fils de l'accoudoir. Et je suppose que tu préférais chercher ton lièvre fantôme, n'est-ce pas? Me répond-il en plissant les yeux. Mon cœur s'emballe et je jette un regard furieux vers l'extérieur où DG a suivi ses frères. Il vous l'a dit? Le grand-père de DG éclate de rire. Non, rassure-toi. J'ai regardé ses dessins et ses notes. Ma mémoire n'est sans doute plus ce qu'elle était, mais j'ai toujours pensé qu'un brin de lecture ne pouvait pas faire de mal. Je soupire et j'observe le vieil homme du coin de l'œil, en me demandant s'il me croit. Le lièvre n'arrête pas de s'enfuir. Je me demande ce qu'il veut. Il s'agit un peu dans son fauteuil, tandis que les garçons crient dehors, ou les garçons crient dehors. J'ai passé une bonne partie de ma jeunesse dans cette caravane, à suivre des animaux à travers toute l'Europe. Tu sais, les lièvres sont sacrément difficiles à approcher. Ils sont très rapides, mais aussi très doués pour se cacher. Ils se figent complètement quand ils sont effrayés, ce qui les rend très difficiles à repérer. Tu risques d'avoir du mal à retrouver ton lièvre. Je regarde par la fenêtre cassée, en direction de DG et ses frères qui font la course dans le jardin. DG aussi est très fort pour se cacher. Pourtant, je l'ai trouvé. Le vieil homme hoche la tête, cligne des yeux et me regarde intensement. C'est très bien observé, Nora. Et toi alors? Tu te caches aussi? Ou peut-être que si tu es aussi rapide, c'est parce que tu veux fuir tes problèmes? I'm going to stop there, actually. She goes on again to talk about how she thinks that this is probably something she should be thinking about, how she might be escaping her problems, how she might be trying to avoid her emotions, not just problems, but her emotions seem to be a very difficult thing for her to process, which is fair at that age, I think, and really at any age, but especially entering into puberty, it can be quite a difficult situation. And you might see throughout this story that she always says there are good days and bad days, and every day is a very good day. And she's constantly convincing herself that every day is a very good day, even if, like, not bad things, but things that make her feel sadness or things that make her feel grief or even anger happen. She's well, we might say she's in denial or she's in avoidance maneuver, but one way or another, we've all been there, and that's why we can identify it. And I guess in this section, le lièvre, which is a hare, not a rabbit, but a hare, very long ears, very fast. In this section, we are realizing that maybe this lièvre will help her understand her emotions and understand that it is not a bad thing to feel them, and it's not a bad thing to have a bad day. Who knows? Anyhow, that's all from me. I'm wishing you all wonder and room to be yourself from this side of the world. Adios.